than planned. We had a time mix-up, but that's okay. We're here. Welcome to Bitcoin Live, FreakJesus. It's good to have you here. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me here. So it's a pleasure to an honor to be with you. And yeah.
Well, the honor's all mine. Let's start at the beginning. Why the name? It's such a
Yeah.
distinct name.
Yeah. So usually people ask me that. So Jesus is my family name. My name is Nuno. And the Freak is a nickname that my friends gave to me when I was a teenager. I had like this leather jacket. So one time, one of my friends called me Freak, and like it stays forever. So usually my friends, they call me Freak. They don't call me for my name. And yeah, so I try to join the two names. And it sounds good, and people sometimes they think they are strange. At the same time, it's a good name. So yeah,
it's catchy. I mean,
yeah.
So you're very prolific. I mean, I was sort of going through your whole catalogus, but it's huge, and you put out so much stuff, and it's really good. It kind of reminds me of Basquiat, like the wild scribblings of Basquiat, and you probably have many other influences. Can you tell us a little bit about your art style and what inspired you to make it?
Okay, so in the beginning, when I start to create. I always try I first start with digital art. I never did a physical art. So at the beginning, I didn't have like this like iPad to draw, so I start to doing some college, in the beginning, and glitch art. And one time, one of my collectors, he sent me a DM, say you could try like to draw with your iPad or something like that. So I bought an iPad and start to draw, because it's something that I really like to do. And so I start to draw my things, and my influence is like Basquiat. I love Juan Miró, Dali. I think we have have lots of pop art, and I try to to put some punk rock, the like bold message, try to be like meaningful, and that's my inspiration. So I usually try to create. If you look at my art, you have like these things, like things that it's some stories that happen in my life, that people don't know, because I do lots of fun stuff, and also I really like one of my favorite themes is about women. I think it's the
Yeah, you also have that relationship series. I was wondering, why did you? What was the idea behind that one?
Yeah, the relationships. It was like I was like, as I told you, I like to create stuff about my life, and so I create like I remember. So I really. Remember the relationships that I had in the past, that I have at the moment, with friends, with girls, and all the and so I try to, like, for example, this is the my first kiss, so I try to remember. I try to put my feelings and the person in the artwork, and that usually they don't know. So they don't know that I create for about the earth, them. And so but it's always like I try to create something that about my life, because I think it's it's easier to
Yeah.
have that feelings, you know, because sometimes when people ask me to do something like a portrait or something related with something that they want, for me it's like sometimes it blocks me, you know, because when
Yeah.
I prefer to do what I want, you know, like I have like this idea and I start to draw, and it's like I'm free to do whatever I want, you know. And when people ask me to do some special things, you know, so it's sometimes it blocks me, and usually it takes me lots of time to do it, you know.
Yeah. So you don't do many commissions.
Yeah, I think I have like I made only like I have in this project I have like made like 4, and to another project I made like another 4 artworks, and I made like some portraits for friends. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, you are also into crypto and NFTs, especially NFTs, of course. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit, how did you get involved with the space, and then how was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was strange because when people ask me that, you know,
Yeah.
I was doing like some graphic designs, like a freelancer, you know, because I start to. It's funny because I start to create um, designs for the adoption, for dogs adoption. You know, I was like volunteer in the shelter dog for 7 years, so I was doing all that stuff, and it was then when I start to work with Photoshop and stuff like that, and I start to get some skills. So I started to do that, you know, and I started to, in time I was like with no job, so I started searching on the internet. I started to do some graphic designs, and one time I think it was in 2020 in January, I started to read about the super rare, no origin, and all that platforms, and I applied to them, but I wasn't accepted. So I start to I create my own portfolio. I create my website, and then back in May, I apply again, and I was accepted in no origin, and yeah, and I started. But in the beginning, I didn't know. Telling the truth, I was like only doing art for money. I
Yeah.
didn't understand so with time I start to understand what was like this for me. It was like a underground scene in that moment.
Punk
And
rock.
yeah, yeah, and it was really cool. I had like this July, August, and September of 2020. It was like crazy, you know. I
Yeah.
was selling out every artwork that I put, and yeah. So, but this market is like ups and downs, you know. I back in 2021, I start to do the drawings, and yeah. So
And I just saw on your website that you also have an engineering background.
yeah, I'm a civil engineer, so
Ah, cool.
I always like draw, you know, and I always like when I was kid, I always like until go to school, I was with my mother and my grandmother, so I was always like these creative things. I think it was in that time that I create my mind was so creative, and I only start to it's cool because I only start to be an artist at the age of 42. So
Ah.
we're never too old to start our dreams, you know. And yeah, so yeah, it was like this.
Well, I love the colors. Your images are very striking and very sort of provocative. Even sort of, just in the style. It's very yeah. It really reminds me of Basquiat. For the people who don't know that who Basquiat is, I also have this one open here because it's really amazing stuff that he created. But yeah, it really reminds me of his style especially. But so how do you sort of make that look and make it your own? And how do you sort of try to distinguish yourself from other artists within the space, but also, of course, from your influences? Like, how do you create your own unique style? Is that, how did you find your voice, so to speak?
Yeah, it was. It's funny you asked me that, because when I start, since I was like young at the art, creating art. So when I started to do the college, and when I went to drawing, until start drawing, I was like having so this influence from another artist, and it was only when I started drawing that I found my style, and sometimes I like some people say that you can, for example, I use like that black and white stripes. Started to do in a collection, and now people like related when they see that, even I think I have a collector like 2 weeks ago, he sent me a portfolio from another artist, and he told me that, oh, this guy is copying you. For me, no problem. So because I think that's the thing, the black and white stripes, I think it's something that I create for me, and that people see. I don't usually I use in all of my artworks, but sometimes I don't. It depends if I wanted to do or not, and so, but it's like when I create, I create what it comes to my mind. I don't really think. Of course, you have the influence, but I don't try it like to be different from the other people. I try to be me, and I don't really like. I of course that I look at what people are doing, and but I always like think what it gives me pleasure to do, and that's what I.
It's a really unique and distinct style. So yeah, keep following your heart and keep listening to what your intuition tells you, because it's really amazing stuff. Do you have like somewhere that you want to take your art? That you have like a sort of dream that you want to realize, or is it just just put as much art out there as you can?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Or is there sort of like a goal that you want to move towards with your artwork? Like because also you're in the Web3 space, so sometimes people have a vision of sort of making it 3D or putting it in the metaverse or making a game out of it. Do you have any of those ambitions, or do you just want to make art?
Yeah. For a long time, I always like think to create only art, and selling. At the moment, I have like this project is an NFT collective with 10,000 little guys. It's called Samos.
Oh yeah.
And that's one of my projects. We are like building the community, But for example, I think that I'm getting the time that to start to like, for example, to sell the art prints, to more physical, and I like maybe I'm going to try to start to draw and create physical art,
Cool.
And another project that I have like in mind, I have the name, and it's to create a YouTube channel also, and like create like this to talk with other artists, with collectors, and to try to engage with people, because that's I think in the beginning when I started, people like really were interested only in art, not in the artist, but I think the times is changing, and people now they care more about the artist, and more than the art that we create, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, that it must be beautiful, you know. But I think that's something that people like to know the artist, like to know what is his view, and yeah. So that's
Yeah, but I think that's a really good development, because art is beautiful and art is amazing and it transforms people. But the person behind the art, of course, tells a story where the art came from and what it might mean, right? And of course, you know, it is the fountainhead of the art that person brings forth. So I think it's a really good thing that there's attention for the artist behind the art.
and it's also good because one of the things of this the NFT art, the communities, you have like you are so close to the collectors, to the artists. It's so easy to talk, you know. And for example, one day ago I was talking with another artist from Florida, I think, and we follow each other, and she sent me a DM the next day, and she said that she was looking again to my art, and she told me that what a brain. So it was like this kind of stuff that makes me happy, you know. It's like people like take that time to look to what I'm doing and appreciate and review it, and give me some great reviews that make me happy, you know.
Yeah.
I also do that stuff to other people, so I think it's like
and I think also, you know, with paying attention to the artist behind the art, it also inspires other artists to sort of make art and, you know, get new ideas and also, you know, be happy with being an artist, because, you know, it can be pretty hard being an artist, right?
Yeah. I think the most difficult thing for me, it's the part of marketing, you know, showing myself. I think in the beginning it was different. We didn't needed to do it so hard, and I think now to be like in the top, you know, you have to spend time with that, and to be a good martyr. And so, but sometimes I think that's if you ask to almost all the artists, it's the same thing that I'm saying. You know, that is the problem, because artists just want to like make art, and marketing, they don't think too much, but I think it's one of the most important things.
Yeah, it is difficult to balance all these different tasks that you have to do. You have to make the art, you have to market it, you have to talk to your collector, you have to promote yourself, right? It's a lot of different abilities that you have to, skills that you have to acquire and develop, and, you know, some people simply can't do it. So yeah, it's tough out there.
And sometimes it's very exhausting, you know.
Yeah.
Because you like, for example, when I start to make art, I was like, but I was like working, and I still work as a civil engineer. But and you have like this, so I was like focused, so I work, then I come home, I create art at 2 a.m., you know, and then in the morning I had to interact with the collectors and artists. At the after lunch, I have to do that. So it was like, and I was like doing that for 2 years, you know. And I was like, one time I was like, oh, I was so tired, you know, and I was like make some vacation of the social media. But we have to always like to be present, because you go like for 2 or 3 weeks, and when you come back, you have to do everything again. So it's like I don't know what is more exhausting, if it's keeping do it, or if you make a pause and you come back, it's very difficult, you know. So
It's in both cases it's very difficult, and of course if you're an artist you also have no idea if your art will sell or if it won't sell. I mean, I know really good artists out there who make very little sales, and that of course also depends on the market. It's, you know, another feature that you also have to keep an eye on. So it can be very exhausting. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for artists in the space and also outside of the space.
yeah.
You just mentioned the Samos project, and I was sort of scrolling through it, and it's for helping children.
Yeah, yeah, we have like this organization, the Children of Mekong, and so part of the profit, it goes to help children with needs, you know, and it's something that I created that project with a collector of mine, and in that time he was on Hong Kong, and I travel a lot in the past, so in the place, the countries that I really love to visit is almost all the countries that are in Asia. So I was like, so it was in Asia, and I love Asia, and we love children, so we try to create something to help the children, and yeah, I hope that it will be a success, and to try to make some difference in this,
Yeah.
you know. And I always have like that need to help people or help animals, but sometimes we can do little things, you know, in our normal lives, you know. I try to do that, but sometimes you want like, or you want to dream with more, and try to help, like having more money. We'll have more children that will have education and stuff like that, and for me that's very important, because children, it will be they are the future, and so that's, if I can help with my art, that's it's like, I think it's like my purpose, you know. So that's the way that I really wanted to go.
That you can help people in need. That, I mean, charity is a very good thing, and I'm happy that a lot of people in crypto also do charity, and that there's
Yeah.
a focus on that. So that's really nice that you do that. We'll link it also down below.
Okay.
Do you also look at the market, or is sort of, you know, what happens with crypto is, you know, whatever? Do you
You are talking about the coins?
yeah. Do you
Yeah,
sort of
I
look at
usually
that, or is it a different world for you?
yeah, it's like I'm not spending much time like doing that search, you know, because I have so many things to do. But usually these last times I'm like starting to try to understand, because sometimes it's very difficult to understand the flotations, and even that lots of coins that they are coming in the news, you know, and so, and even other projects, you know. I bought some NFTs, and also I bought some. I bought 2 coins like 2 weeks ago, and hope they go up in 2024, you know. And yeah, so because we see like lots of people like getting rich, so I was like, okay, maybe it's my time, you know. And so I like, now I'm like reading a lot, you know, and try to understand what is good. But sometimes I think it depends the hype that they create about the coin, and that it's I think sometimes it's not knowing, but it's like sometimes it's luck, you know. And if you have like that luck, and it will be a good thing, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of luck involved, gambling, especially with the smaller coins.
Yeah.
But it's probably better that you know, that you don't dabble into that too much.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Exactly. To spend or try
yeah,
your luck. Don't spend too much, you know, to don't lose the savings, you know. But
Yeah,
we can like do, okay, you try here and let's see how it goes, you know. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to do and try to understand. I talk to people to try to, if that is a good thing or not, you know. But sometimes they don't really know, you know. That's like they are guessing or gambling, you know. And so yeah.
There's a lot of guesswork going on, but you know, the good news is, of course, Bitcoin is ramping up, so this is probably
Yeah.
going to be a good year. You know, not financial advice, but you know, it kind of looks good. And if Bitcoin goes, they usually all go. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when Bitcoin goes up, the other ones follow the big guy, right?
that's it. And then and AI. Do you have like do you dabble in AI, or what's your views on AI in art?
I think sometimes, you know, I think AI. I look at AI. For me, I could look at like a tool, you know.
Yeah,
I don't really. I think for me, it's not. Since I'm a creative guy, you know, I think it's like doing all that prompts. You know, you create like beautiful things, you know. But for me, it's not like it didn't don't give me pleasure, you know. And I also sometimes I read one quote about, I think it was that the guitar player from Queen, and he said something that 2023 it will be the last year that people will start to don't see the difference what is creating by AI or not.
yeah.
So sometimes it's a simple quote, you know, but it's like, you know, people. I think it's you don't have like you lose like the creative and to the pleasure of doing. Of course, the people that are doing AI, they have pleasure doing that. But for me, it's I don't see me doing. I try like to understand, but I quit because the pleasure that I have is to draw and lost in the thoughts, you know, and
Yeah.
that's what makes me feel good, you know. And doing something that I'm going to do, like maybe to only to try to sell more or something like that. It's something that I don't feel to do it. So yeah.
But you don't have like a worry about the future that you know AI might take over art, or
Mm,
do you have a more positive outlook?
I don't know. I think AI in it has a was a big thing, you know.
Yeah,
It was a big thing in the, but I don't know if it goes starts to keep going up, you know. I think maybe it was like hype in the beginning, but I don't know. But for me, as a collector, for example, I prefer to people that show me that what they are doing,
yeah,
like drawing, even like for example, when you do like college, you know, and you try to create some. I was a college artist, you know, and sometimes I used some college in my artworks. I paint over and but you think you pick the photos, you look at the photos, you try to build some story, you know, and that's the thing. I don't know if you when you write some prompts, okay, you have like an idea, you know, and you
yeah.
try to create something, but I don't know if you have like this lack of creative, and that's my view, you know. But I also bought already some AI works because I love the art, you know, not by the concept of the doing the creative process, you know, but everything depends of the perspective of the buyer, you know. So I have this idea, but you have your idea. So that's I think the market is so big, you know. You have lots of collectors, so I think the market it can be to you have a market for all the people, you know.
And punk rock, right? I think that plays a very important part in the art that you create. So, sort of, how does it inspire you? Do you play loud music when you're making art, or is it, specific?
Yeah, I usually some people, you know, because punk rock is like sometimes it's very noisy, so yeah, like the music is very strong. So, but for me, for example, I create art in silence, you know.
Yeah,
I don't also don't use drugs and don't use and I don't drink to do it. It's all me, you know. It's like my state of mind, you know. And but the thing that I really like in punk rock music is the music's the lyrics. They always have like this bold message, you know,
yeah,
like they with like sometimes they are activists, you know, and they care about social problems. And I'm that kind of person, and I related with that. I don't like sometimes when I like all kind of music, but when they talk a lot about money, about the women or something like that,
yeah,
for me it's like it's okay. It's could be it's funny, you know, but you don't have like this message to the world. And I think that in the punk rock you have that thing that I really enjoy, and I'm really related with that.
the social engagement. And
Yeah.
do you have like favorite rock bands or singers?
Yeah. So in the punk rock, you know, uh, of course, Sex Pistols is like
Yeah,
the for me it's the best. It's not only the best, I think, because they were like they are icons, but they made so simple music with the stronger message, you know, that it's more important. But I really like the raw, like for example, for me, Clash. There's another punk rock, but for me, it's more soft, you know. Yeah, but it's like that. For example, I think Sex Pistol is the for me it's the best one. I also like Dead Kennedys and some Brazilian punk rock, and yeah, but I have a lot, you know. But of course, yeah, I have like so. My teenager years was in the 19s. Of course, the grunge
yeah,
scene with Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains. So it has a huge impact on me, you know. So, but I was like floating, you know, and when I like uh, at this age, I start to listen again to the back to the punk.
yeah.
It's like not I'm not listening every day, you know, of course, but sometimes when I like need some energy, I put that on my cell phone or in my car, and usually these are the two ways that I listen to music and to try to. But when I create always on silence, you know, and that's because I think that's the way that the thoughts they come to my mind, and uh,
Yeah. But it's also important, like we said at the beginning, to relax and to put on some music in order to de-stress, decompress, right?
yeah.
So it's yeah, that's really important.
Yeah, because I think punk rock is like it's not if you want to relax, it's not very more for fun, you know, and
Yeah,
to
to
give
release stress, sort
to
of.
give you energy. It's not
Yeah,
like it's music for the beginning of the day for me, you know.
yeah,
But For example, if I'm working, I can't I have to be focused, and if I listen to punk rock, I can do I can do nothing, you know. And so that's
Well, I want to thank you for this really amazing interview. I really enjoyed it. And next week there's something very special coming up because we're gonna do a collective interview with a lot of amazing artists, including you. So thank you for being on that panel.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate the invite, and I'm really happy to be here with you. And let's go together to the moon.
Yeah, it will be an amazing year, and I wish you all the best. And I think the art that you create is awesome. So it will be probably an amazing year for you too as an artist. And I'll see you next week on the show.
Thank you very much, okay, for your time, and to all the viewers. I wish you a happy new year, and
you too.
Let's stick together, okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take care.